I wanna, oh, no, oh, 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 oh. Step into the ring, it's the champions for the time. Oh, oh, WWE and AEW break it down. We shine from the top rope to the mat. All the action, all the heat. Champions Corner podcast where the real fans meet. Champions Corner podcast where the real fans meet.
What's going on? That's right. You see the ambassador, he kind of queuing it in. You see my boy Ron, he queuing it in too. I'm your boy Lonnie. They call me the historian, but we'll just work with that and see what we got going on. But welcome to another edition of the Champions Corner podcast. I'm going to be your host today. It's an honor and privilege to be here with my brothers Ron, the Alabama ambassador, Jacoby as well. And we're here to talk about a lot of things today. Don't forget, share this with your friends. We're on the social media platforms. RC, tell them about the merchandise. Only as you can, bro. Only as you can.
Well, if you ain't got to buy it now, you still got plenty of opportunity to do so. So go ahead and hit the Champions Corner podcast. The links are all available on our YouTube page. It's on our TikTok page. It's on everything. But if you need to know, it is MySpreadShop.Champions Corner. So go check it out. Like I said, Christmas is over. We can stick it at Christmas Eve for next year. You can say to the point where I put it in there. Because a lot of people look Christmas all year. They say they'll celebrate in the summer. They do it all the time. So go ahead and get that Christmas tea. Everything we got going on down there. I got one on right now. If you want a little example, I got it on. It's comfortable. You get it in a week.
On there.
That shipping is fast. You get it right in a week, maybe less. And the discounts, boy. I'm gonna have a New Year's discount. New Year with like a new Champions wear. Come on, go ahead and click the link. It's right down in the description. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. You support the channel. We support you. We talk back and forth to you. Go ahead and get the gear for you.
Did you write all that down?
Not at all.
Great day in the morning, boy.
Now he did good on promo class today.
Hey, as you see, everyone, we like to have a good time here. This is true brotherhood here. This is real. You know what I'm saying? So when we come together like this is how we talk off camera. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. But fellas, we got some major things to talk about. AEW World End was last night. We had Smackdown this past Friday. And I want to throw this in there. Jacoby, you asked a question. I'm going to answer it now. No, I didn't get a chance to make it there. And I also did not get the chance to make it to the WWE live event that was going on at the same time right across town.
Oh, wow.
Strong.
Yeah. So the SmackDown
they were
crew,
if y'all don't know, they both were in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. The SmackDown crew was in Orlando last night because they did SmackDown in Tampa on Friday. AEW was across town about 45 minutes or so on at UCL, which is a college campus. Is where they had their World's End last night. If you would love wrestling, you was out looking for it. You had plenty of options last night.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The two major corporations. But I wasn't able to make it because of, personal things we had going on here. But nonetheless, it was okay. It's always next time. It's always next time.
Hey, plenty of opportunities out here for this wrestling thing.
Yeah. So, fellas, y'all ready to dive into this thing?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, last night was AEW's final pay-per-view. We got to say pay-per-view or PLE.
Yeah.
Right.
Got to
their
decipher.
final pay-per-view of the year. World's End, as you say, was in Orlando, Florida. And we had some things happen. We had some returns. We have some potential new rivalries coming up. We also had what I kind of gather is a tease to get their title back, and that's Tony Storm, but that's another conversation we'll get into. But fellas, I want to pose this question to kind of jump it off. Compared to every AEW show, because they always deliver on their pay-per-views, they go in on it. They go in. If nobody can deny that. If you're a fan, and I know there's tribalism in wrestling and all that, WWE, I get all okay, whatever, but you can't deny AEW always deliver on their pay-per-views, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
You
sir.
cannot deny it. Do you think they delivered last night, and especially with it being the last show of the year? Jacoby, I'm gonna start with you, and then Ryan, if you can please jump in afterwards.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with absolutely. I missed the Fletcher Osprey, and I caught the tail end of Okada Ricochet, which I still enjoyed even from the part that I got on it. But as always, me and my oldest son were talking. He watched some of the show with me. I said, I know people might trip about their weekly program, but they don't miss on pay-per-view. They do it. You're gonna get your money's worth whether you buy the pay-per-view or you go to the pay-per-view, which is to me is more expensive than just buying it and watching it at home. But it's the experience. They deliver. I really enjoyed the Mariah May Thunder Rosa match. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I kind of knew how the main event was gonna go eventually with the ending of how it happened. Obviously, the match I enjoyed the most was Okada and Osprey, but when you say those two names, what do you expect? They brought it, but I was in the match I was surprised by was Takeshita and Will Hobbs. Just because of the styles of each person, how they're gonna work this, but they did some good storytelling, some good selling. Like the finish made a lot of sense. Don Callis does excellent work as a heel manager / commentator. I really enjoyed it, so I think it was a great show. I would say last year's World's End and this World's End were about the same, except last year we had a world title change, I believe. So, still I was still pleased with the show, but those guys, they don't miss on pay-per-views, so I liked it.
Awesome take. Go ahead, Ron.
Very much so. Like I said, people show up for these pay-per-views. A lot of times, everybody talk about the crowd attendance for the AEW, the weekly shows and whatnot. But for these pay-per-views, the crowd is full. And I know AEW love that part because look, that's where they put their most work into these pay-per-views. So they're glad for the people to show up for it. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it. It was definitely a bloodbath. When a lot of these matches, a lot of people was bleeding in this on this show. I mean, from the first match on, like I was like, yeah, everybody gonna bleed tonight? What's going on? Yeah, and ain't nobody coming out there like stretch them up, wipe their face up, especially Osprey. This the man had the crimson mask heavy.
I got the whole crimson mask.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you, Bo, but he still fought through with that first match. But I think it really affected him in the Okada match. How he got hurt in the first match.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Okada, like I said, I might go with Jacoby. Like they might have been match of the night, and then right after that, probably the moment of the night with Kenny Omega coming back, going face to face with Okada. Because if you know the history of them two, boy, those matches. Yeah, the 75 minutes. Yeah, the 75. Lord, yeah, we ain't gonna speak on that right now, but we spoke on that before the show. We ain't gonna go through it. Yeah. I mean, those back to back right there, moment and match and moment of the night for me with that. Even though, like I said, every match on this show was great. Like I said, Mercedes. People jump about Mercedes, but she's in her groove, and she beat Statlander again. Me and Professor thought she was gonna lose because it was the second match with Statlander back to back, but Mercedes got that dub. And so she's like undeniable right now, and she's got a reason to be cocky and a reason to talk to all these fans as being down on her. Like I said, she said she's making the best matches she's ever had. That could be debatable, but this match with Statlander, both of the matches were amazing, and so she got a reason to talk her talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody title changed hands tonight. Last night did they? But
no, I don't
either way,
I don't think any titles change hands.
No,
I'm pulling up the sheet too. I'm pulling up the sheet just to clarify that, but I don't think anybody's changed hands. But I do want to kind of go out of order on something though, because I think you said something that was very important, Ron. Talk about a little bit more about Mercedes currently in AEW, because I think it's very important to talk about. I think she recently clapped back at somebody on social media because they was kind of, you know how it is. And then Ric Flair said recently on Busted Open from the clip I saw, he said that he thinks eventually she's going to end back up in WWE because of the unfinished business and things of that nature. You still have, she always delivered with Charlotte, and they compare them to like Ric Flair and Steamboat and things of that nature. But talk about currently where she is now, because she has 2 titles, and so she's for a lot of people, even out of her own mouth, she's having the best matches of her career. Now, who's gonna know that better than the person in the ring, right? So I won't doubt it. If she feels she's having the best matches of her career, I won't doubt it because she's a little bit more freer, right? That's what the talk is. B, it's a style. AEW a little bit more free, right? That's the talk amongst the wrestlers. So talk a little bit more to that particular. And yes, Chris Stanley, and she fought her twice, but talk a little bit more about her quote unquote rise in AEW, where she's currently at. Do you think she's delivering even more so? You think she's money? Just talk to the people a little bit about that real quick.
I definitely think she's money. I mean, like I said, she's having more free to really, because it takes time to really know what you want to do in this industry, because you're trying to appease, like I said, CEO or the real CEO of the company, and you do want to do it for the fans, but are you also doing it for yourself and what you want to do? And then so she's trying to acclimate all of that and put it together in herself, and it takes time. She ain't gonna do it off the back. I know she's been doing it a long time, but it still takes time in a new environment, in front of new fans, and she's trying to help build this company up. She's one of the the big names they have, and so she's trying to build it up in herself. And she's doing a great job holding these 2 titles right now, having great matches. But and to really do it, she needs the belt Mariah May currently holds. But with the TBS title and the AEW Women's title, they on like 2 separate islands. They don't talk. They don't interact in no kind of way. So until she loses that TBS title, she won't get nowhere near that AEW Women's Championship. So I'm waiting to see when that happens, because I know Professor talk about it all the time. Why don't they go after each other? Because that was the issue with when Jade Cargill was there, and she held the TBS title. She's the first TBS champion, but she never got that shot for the World Championship. And what's the issue with that? I don't know. But she can't. So Mercedes can't really say she's the best woman on the roster until she gets that title. And you got Mariah May going around saying, it really ain't no women's wrestling is dead because I'm the only one worth something here.
Mm.
And so you would think the TBS champion would have some, say about that. Like, no, you ain't. You think that ain't how it go? You see me with 2 titles right here. I'm doing it in more than one company and representing. So you can't. Ain't no way you can say that. Not while I'm around. So that's where a match needs to be. But yeah, we thinking about Mariah May and Toni Storm when that match going to happen. But Mercedes and Mariah May is one of those matches that need to happen also. And man, that's if Mariah May still has the title after her and Toni Storm go at it. So, but we'll see. But Mercedes is doing great work. Yeah, we miss her in WWE, and then she even said it herself in one interview that I'll probably end up back in WWE. But right now, she might have changed her mind because she has a groove going, and she see where things are going with herself. So, and she getting, like I said, she getting more money than she ever had before, and that's where part of her gimmick, part of her style, part of who she is. I want this money. Mercedes Monet, money. That's what she's looking for.
Hey,
And she's gonna continue to make that and have great matches, and that's what she's in the business for.
but Jacoby, I want to give you a chance to chime in on this too, but I want to say something in response to that. Just one little quote from my man Booker T. Checks and championships. Go ahead.
No bread, no water. Yeah, it's me. I agree with a lot of what RC just said because she is certainly in a groove, and her character work is annoying to me, but that's what it's supposed to be. So she's doing just that. As far as her going after Mariah May, her not getting the world title shot is the reason she's the TBS champion. They don't need to commingle the belts. I mean, before the Ultimate Warrior fought Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6, the Intercontinental Champion never messed with the World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is more or less of a old school approach by having Mercedes Moné on. Because can she be the World Champion? Absolutely. But why not use her to elevate the mid card title and make people go after that, because the TBS title seems more challenger driven, as the world title seems story driven. And what I mean by that is Mariah May is usually in some kind of story with her challenger. There's some history. There's, you know what I'm saying? Mercedes gets challenged and has to defend. There's no other real backstory than they just want to be better than Mercedes. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say the TBS title is challenger driven and the world title is story driven. And both of them being heels, you don't want them interacting right now. You know what I'm saying? What RC said just a few minutes ago when Mariah May saying she the only one that matters, why wouldn't Mercedes say something? It's not, AEW does have gray areas, but I wouldn't have a heel on heel match about being the best. Because to me, it just, can it work? Absolutely, because the crowd's gonna pick somebody. But I think it's good that she's a TBS champion, and that's why she's not anywhere near the world title, because she's elevating this championship. Because outside of Jade, and I don't really know much. Yeah, it's only been like 4 or 5 champions, so why not make her the most prestigious one to have it? You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it works. And like you said, she's elevating her game. And I hate tribalism in wrestling. It's just wrestling. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. Now, you know, where it comes to why I want to work, that's a whole different story. But it's just, as far as watching as a fan, I just love all of it. That's why I sat down and I juiced me some fruits last night, made a smoothie too, and I sat my behind down and watched the show and just enjoyed it. I love watching as a fan.
You know, man, and we're kind of talking in between with World's End, but I think this is very important, right? Not just tribalism talks and things of that nature, but just the comeuppance, if you will, superstars, aka wrestlers, however you want to say it these days. And what I mean by that is this: you have someone like who was Sasha Banks, kind of went through a metamorphosis, right? Left for whatever reason, we don't really know. We hear all this stuff, we really don't know. Went different places, wrestled across the world, came to AEW. She seems happier, right? She seems happier. She seems more freer. And I remember Adam Copeland, first thing he said on the post media scrub, he was like, "I feel more free," right? When he first came there, whatever that means to them. So now, if they do decide to go back to WWE or go to make a home base in New Japan, they're elevated. And I think collectively it makes the business better because you have somebody to talk about over there, you have somebody to talk about over here. You know, they're going to draw money here, blah, 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 blah. Because the fact of the matter is, and I don't know why we're going this way, but I just feel it's important to say, fellas, everybody's not going to want to work at WWE. Everybody's not going to want to work at AEW. Guess what? I'm going to go further. Not everybody has aspirations to be on WrestleMania. Everybody don't care about all that. You know, they'll get more happy with it in wrestling in front of 15,000 and killing the house. You know what I'm saying? You know, tearing it down, if you will. So I think that's very important to speak to. But I mean, y'all want to add anything to that? Because I know that's very heavy. We usually don't talk that deep about it, but I think it's important to say because we're trying to, as fans, we want to see the business thrive. As those who are watching, we want to see the business thrive. As Jacoby, who is a professional wrestler, he wants to see the business thrive because his children will want to be in the business and he want to make sure they have options. You know what I'm saying? You don't want just one. I know we've been through the whole WWE. It's the only place for, 15 years, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and eventually you find out that hurt them, which ergo hurt the business. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now it's like you got options. Why can't we just build it up? And everybody's going to go through their hard times with it, but that doesn't mean it's over. I know AEW is not, you know, their weekly shows are not drawing as much as they, but it's okay. Everybody's going to go through something like that. How do you come out of it on the other side is the important thing, I think.
Yeah, but they're not hurting. They just got new TV deals, and they, you know what I'm saying, with Max, they got a Max deal, they got simulcast deal, so they're all right. And they're about to start running smaller venues for their weekly shows, which that's going to help them in the end. I'm pretty sure they just had to finish out all their pre-booked stuff before they could just switch to smaller venues. So I think that'll help them in a major way. And I love the fact that there's another company. I've heard Cody talk about it multiple times. Because AEW exists, pay has went up because they got to pay people to stay or on both ends. So, and like you said, if my kids want to go and one of them's trying now, I want him to be able to get in there and provide for his family. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, we definitely want the business to thrive because we've seen it. We saw that monopoly situation where it was just that place to go. Unless you was just gonna be some super big independent name, you had to go to the feds. I'm with it. I agree with you 100%.
Oh, yeah. I know y'all, we usually don't talk that deep about that, but sometimes you got to roll with the punches.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Mr.
You got to
Cut,
roll
Mr.
with the
Cut.
punches. However, both of y'all alluded to this kind of too while we're on it right now. Let's talk about Mariah May and Thunder Rosa. Let's talk about that because we're talking about the TBS championship for the women being like a quote unquote maybe a workhorse-ish type of title, right? Let's see I could beat you, I'm better than you type of thing, right? I keep moving up to get to the AEW women's title versus Mariah May having stories. And to your point, Jacoby, maybe they will meet in the middle eventually, and maybe the fans would choose who to face and who's to heel, right? Or Mariah May, she's leading into something with Tony Storm. I know they have that show coming up in February. That's which right around the corner, that big show. I don't know if they're moving venues or anything like that, but you got that coming up, and Tony's from Australia. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different places they're going. So about that though, do you think out of the two matches last night, which one had you on your edge of your seat?
The edge of my seat more Mercedes and Statlander because Statlander had more of a chance to win that to me. Yes, it was a Tijuana street fight, which should be in Thunder Rosa's favor because it's kind of her culture and whatnot. But I didn't see her Mariah May losing. I don't see it until she fights Tony Storm again. I mean, just the way the story is going right now. Yes, the match was great. I mean, it's a street fight. Usually they matches like that, especially over there, they make it exciting and worth the watch. But I just felt like I knew the ending. I knew who the winner would be, and the match was very disrespectful because you had Thunder Rosa's dad out there he took the man cane. This man he had to sit down. He couldn't stand up for his daughter to watch the match fully. We had to sit down and chill. All right, guess I can't stand up this match. All right. But and then when Mariah May spit that tequila and old girl in Thunder Rosa's face, I was like, yo, I don't care. Well, how much I getting paid for this match? I need to know because look, ain't nobody spitting in my face. That was a full it ain't like I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I be talking about them contract bumps. Contract and you ain't doing that to me.
Yeah, spitting in my face like that. I like, oh, okay. All right, this is where we're going right here. I would have got him right there and smack the mess. It's like that. It's hard hitting, especially that Storm Zero through the table before the ending. I was like, God dang, boy.
That was a true finish.
True. I was like, yeah, I know what she getting up. I was like, man, how was she? I thought it was supposed to be you had to pin it in the ring for some reason, but it was pinning. It was a false count anywhere. So I was like, okay, well I see, but ain't all right.
Yeah, that finish made perfect sense with the rules to me.
Yeah, definitely did. But I was laughing about the pinata with the tax in it. That was crazy too. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I didn't put the tax in the pinata.
But being that I took a thumbtack bump before, I don't look at those the same whenever I see them.
Yeah. But
that is a different feeling in life.
Yeah, because you see the thumbtacks in the back and the shoulder and whatnot, and I probably in the hair and everything. I was like, boy, you gotta feel that for the rest of the match.
I gotta put the pictures in the group chat. I had something stuck in my head, definitely in my back. It was. I won a trophy out of that match, and I had to take the tax out and just put it in the trophy because it was a cup.
Hey, that's perfect. That's perfect. You got some souvenirs off that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so them I don't people all those fake thumbtacks, them plastic. No, you don't.
No,
I don't.
not at all.
No, that's not how that works. That's
You
not
feel
how
all
that works at all. That's not, and I didn't even know the spot was in the match. See, they surprised me. So the same way that Mariah May gripped the ropes, when Buddy picked me up, that's how I gripped the top rope. I gripped that thing with all my life.
Hey, I understand.
Hey,
I ended up Chris crushing the guy in those tags too, but all that stuff, man, is yikes. Yeah, but yeah, it was. I like the match. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, RC.
Oh, those are good. Hey,
Well,
you go deeper into what it feels like, so that need to be said. Because Lord,
It's
I think RC was done after that tequila spit. So
oh right,
yeah,
like I
you were
said, that would have been over.
right. We wouldn't even got back to the ring. The fall would have counted up there.
Right,
hey,
KO right there.
Hey.
1, 2, 3.
hey, that's me bringing that real stuff out.
I'm trying to tell you.
You did what? You gonna get a receipt right now.
Right. No need to wait.
Hey, but Jacoby, you want to add anything about the match itself, or
Yeah. So I agree with RC. The match that had me on the edge of my seat more was Mone and Statlander, because, like the professor said, he thought Statlander would win, being that it was the second go around. The match was more competitive, and this time there was no interference. It was just a straight up match, and that's when you really get over, when there's not a lot of interference and you just go out there and win. And she earned the victory. So, it made, I was definitely more, because you thought Monet could have lost. The Mariah May match, I was like, usually when somebody's in a match that's supposed to be their staple, they normally don't win it. So, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a rare breed to keep winning your specialty match. Like, how many times did the Dudley Boys lose a table match? Or, you know what I'm saying? They won plenty, but they lost plenty of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, but again, the spitting in the face, I'm cool with the taking the cane from the dad, because he probably wanted to be involved with the show. And so that's how they got him involved. So I'm cool with that. But that spitting in the face stuff is beyond me. Because MJF and Adam Cole did the same thing. I don't care how much you dislike me, unless you don't want to get back to the locker room, don't do that. You can fake do it. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want. You can take a piece of my ring entrance gear and spit on that. Don't spit on me though. Like,
Yeah, he had hit Jacob on him.
let's just not take that avenue. Both of the matches were good for different reasons. But like I said, to answer the question, the match that had me on the edge of my seat more was definitely Monet Statlander.
got it. So I think at this point, whoever Mercedes' next challenger is, it has to be someone who can try to elevate her too to a better place, right? Because she's very legit right now, right? We can agree on that. I think her next opponent should be somebody who can elevate her, who can bring the best out of her, is what I mean. Thus far, you know what I'm saying?
Legit boss.
Yeah. So because if she beat her twice, she beat Statlander twice. And correct me if I'm wrong. Was she the one who beat Jay for the TBS championship?
Yes.
And then she beat her in a rematch afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was Jay's only 2 losses in AEW, correct?
That's
Yeah,
it.
she didn't have me.
Yeah, but I think that was it.
So if she beat her, she has to get elevated. Now she done, but see, now she's fought. So we're talking about women's wrestling now. She's fought a lot of heavy hitters in AEW already. So I guess we have to wait and see. But you can let us know in the comments what you think and who Mercedes Moné should face next, as well as Mariah May. We probably see her going to Tony Storm and whatnot, but I mean that's still a couple of months from now. We got some time on that. You know what I mean? But getting on down the road here. So the pay-per-view is called At World's End. Ron, you alluded to a lot of blood. Well, I guess if you're at World's End with a show like that, somebody gonna get bleeding. Somebody gonna be cut. Somebody gonna be crimson masked up. You know what I'm saying? So somebody, the ambulance need to be on standby. Because Will Ospreay, I don't know, he could have filled a bucket last night for what was on his face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, granted, he got a little bit of revenge last night as well on Kyle. So, let's talk about the Continental Classic in general. Let's talk about, Jacoby, if you could talk about kind of what it was and what led to these. And also, you can kind of break down each match of those. And we can kind of meet in the middle. And that's kind of, just for those who don't know what's going on with that tournament, because it was a pretty big deal. It's like one of the biggest things in the last month, right, on the shows. So for those who didn't understand, they say to see why somebody's fighting so hard for, to get their face look like they get stuck their face in a bunch of red paint, just left it there for a while. That's how bad he was covered. You know what I'm saying? He was busted open, like
Oh yeah,
busted open. Not like the show, even above that, busted open.
yeah. Hey, shout out to the team over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them legends over there, them legends.
Oh, go ahead, Jacoby.
Wow. Yeah, it was a lot of blood, but the Continental Classic to me is a excellent idea because not a lot of fans stateside are familiar with the round robin style of tournament, and to me it's more of a Japanese culture thing. But I'm glad that they brought it here. They introduced the tournament last year, and I was kind of skeptical at first when they brought it out, but then the more I watched, I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. Once I understood the round robin rules, because I'm so used to single elimination tournaments. You know what I'm saying? You have to get familiar with how the round robin works. And I love the round robin format because it promotes intrigue into each and every match. Even if you're mathematically eliminated, you can still play spoiler to somebody else. You can keep them out if you win. For some people, this is the upswing for their career. Even though Eddie Kingston won the Continental Classic last year, there were a couple winners, and one of them was Danny Garcia. Because from his last match in the tournament, he was never going to win the tournament. He lost all his matches all the way up until the last one. And ever since then, he's been creeping up. It's long-term storytelling with him, or not storytelling, but character development. I'll say that. And a year later, he's the TNT champion. And he was in the tournament again, and he scored a couple big pinfall wins in this tournament, where last year he can only muster out one at the very end. You know what I'm saying? The standouts in this tournament to me was easily Kyle Fletcher. I'm glad Briscoe got more wins in this year's tournament. I really enjoy it, and like I said, it promotes intrigue, and you can have stories within the story of the tournament, and you can start rivalries within rivalries in the tournament. A rivalry just started, and one person wasn't even in the tournament. The Ricochet and Swerve Strickland thing was born out of this. Swerve wasn't even in the tournament. He was in it last year, and even last night after Ricochet lost, he said, "Congratulations on getting as far as I did in the tournament." And like, it was Randy Poffo savagery going on last night. Randy Poffo savagery. This is grand work. This is absolutely spectacular. And he said, he was talking about how he blew it and got Ricochet TP'd in the ring, and Ricochet couldn't do nothing but look mad. I said, here's a rivalry right here. So there's a rivalry out of this tournament right there. So if have the whole tournament, if I can just get this rivalry out of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention we got to see Shelton Benjamin versus Okada. Like, I never in my mind even thought about that match happening. And then it happened. And I was like, oh, what a time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Shelton Benjamin and Okada. It was the match that I didn't know I needed to see. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is the beauty of that tournament. You're gonna end up seeing stuff you don't normally get to see, because this is where heels can wrestle heels, and it makes sense. Babyface versus babyface, and it's not forced. It has to happen because everybody in your bracket has to wrestle everybody. And that way, it's a wonderful conundrum to have. I like seeing stuff like that. But that was besides Okada and Ospreay, seeing Benjamin and Okada was like a treat. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, thank you. You are so awesome. Thank you. You are just so gracious. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about it. Even Commanders scoring that win over Castagnoli, with the help of Darby Allin, who wasn't even out there, but Darby told him before he went to the ring, I left brass knuckles in my jacket, and it's right here, and that's how Commander won. Little stuff like that is dope. So I enjoyed the whole tournament, man.
Oh yeah.
So I know that was a bit long-winded, but
No,
it was
no,
a
no,
lot
no,
of
no,
Oh
stuff.
no.
no, no.
Hey,
Not at
somebody's gonna
all. Not at
appreciate
all.
that, bro. Don't worry
Yeah.
about being long-winded, man. We've been talking like this for years, man. We can't expect this to change just because we're on the show right now.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? This is real talk. This is what we do. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is going to help somebody who's maybe trying to get into the business. So,
And one more thing, Okada winning made more than enough sense.
Oh, yeah.
It made perfect sense for Okada to win. One, he's won 4 tournaments like this prior in Japan. So if he can win 4 tournaments like this in Japan, why can't he win in America? Especially when it's no interference. And that's another thing I like about this tournament. There's nobody there. There's no run-ins. This is just us. I really like that aspect. And then of course with Omega coming back, it made more than enough sense. And they had the camera shot just right. Mega, Okada, and in the background, all in Texas. So
No, I didn't catch that. Oh, okay. I figured it'd be way sooner than that. Yeah,
because you
man.
got to make sure Kenny gonna be ready. Now they might give it to us sooner, or they might give it to us in 6-man or trios matches. But I think just a square 1-on-1, the way it was just the way they had the position. I'm not saying that they can't have it sooner, but if you go back and watch when Omega was giving him the title, they were perfectly on each side of the all-in screen that was up high in the arena. It was right there.
Oh,
It was right
that
there.
definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I look at everything, man. I look at everything.
I feel you. I feel you. But boy, yeah, the Continental Classic is the definition of AEW to me.
Hmm.
It's about the matches. No matter what story is going on, you get some stories out of it. You get some like rivalries out of it. But it's about hard hit wrestling, great matches, amazing matches, matches you didn't think you would see. Quote unquote dream matches. That's what AEW. That's what it means to me. I feel like that's what they're trying to portray to me. And so it was very much entertaining. And even Tony Schiavone said this is the most important time at AEW, and Darby Allin was so excited about it. And you know, he waves at the AEW flag probably more than anybody. And so that's what this was. And these last few matches of it, we got greatness. I feel like especially the story between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, the first match of the night. Boy, they had him bleeding for the first match. The first match. So he lawn darted Ospreay into the barricade. Or the stairs. What was it, stairs or the barricade? I forgot which one. But it was great. But it seemed like Kyle Fletcher knew all of Ospreay moves because he kept reversing all of the thing about everything he was doing. But Ospreay was just too quick and too creative with what he was doing, and he caught him with that Styles Clash to finish him. But I know they gonna go. They even talked about it in like the post match interview or promos. They gonna be down the line because they 1-1 right.
yeah,
And
right.
and Kyle Fletcher saying, "I'm still way better than you. You got lucky on this one, but I'm gonna continue to prove I'm way better than you." But a lot of people think Ospreay is the best wrestler in the world right now. And
Quick thing.
no, you good.
I'm glad that Fletcher got that win against him in their first 1-on-1 pay-per-view match
Yeah,
because it elevated him. So I'm the best.
yeah. So he's still up there. He's still this didn't bring him down.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Fletcher, that is. And so that's considered his rise going to continue. He's going to continue to rise up. And so that was a great match. As far as the Ricochet and Okada, boy, Ricochet is doing way better with this heel work. He needs to be a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This works way better for him because Lord, he was getting annoying and cringe-worthy out the roof. Because Lord, boy, I know he got embarrassed tonight at World's End with the TP from Swerve, but it's still getting better. Because he just stood there with the toilet paper on him, and he's looking at the toilet paper all around him. Boy,
With the stank face.
yeah, stank face.
Hey,
Boy,
what do you usually use toilet paper for?
of course. Well, Prince Nana dancing down the ramp with the toilet paper in the little cart, handing it to the fans. It was hilarious.
Wait for the cue.
Right.
Nana is a comedian, man. That
I
boy.
did not.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. But yes, I'm waiting on that Swerve and Trevor match, if you will. I'm waiting on that. Then we get to, like I said, probably match of the night, Okada and Ospreay, and it's hard not to have that with them two. I mean, come on. And Will Ospreay, that's his big brother and whatnot. So, our brothers fight, and they went into, boy, Ospreay hit that Stormbreaker. I was like, oh, he about to get this title. He's about to get it. Yo, let's go. Okada kicked out. And you expect him to kick out. I don't know. Okada's so top tier for me. I'm still surprised he's here at AEW. I don't know. So it's still something for him to be here.
He's another person you need to keep some championship on him. Otherwise, he's supposed to be the world champion. Just kind of like Monet. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep something on them. Otherwise, why are they not going for the world title?
Exactly. And that's why I say that's why it was great for him to win this tournament and continue to have his label as the best tournament wrestler ever. So this was great. And this is what for him to have this Continental Classic. Because people was going down on him saying, oh, he's here to be funny, or he's here to be a funny guy and say the B word a lot and just give it a middle finger. That's all he's going to do here. Okay, that's not a great way to use Okada. But then we got this Continental Classic and him have amazing matches back to back and to win. Come on, this makes him look amazing. And then have that moment with Omega through the roof. And that's what you're supposed to do. They made up for all of that talk.
I bet you watch their next match every minute of it.
Oh yeah, I'm be there. I'm be there.
I
gotta be there for that.
You gonna be there?
I hope so. Depending on where they at. Depending on where they had this match at. I might ride out to Texas, put on my cowboy hat like I did for WrestleManias. One of WrestleManias. And we went to 32 and 38 in Dallas. So I think we might ride over there, see that Okada and our Omega. Let's get it.
You gonna get on your horse like Hangman?
Hey,
inside joke, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to get our brother Jacoby out to WrestleMania, and so we always kind of throw a little something at him to kind of inspire him to get ready to go.
I've been to one. Okay, I've been to one. I know I'm not a 90-time champion like Ron is.
I've been to 9 too, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he been 99.
I know. It's a group. You know what? Next subject.
Hey. But you know what? Oh, Ron, I don't know if you were done, brother. Go ahead. I didn't know if you were done.
Oh, now I was going to reply to that. We might go to 41, make it 10. Let's get it. Let's go. Support the channel so we can make it to our 10th WrestleMania. Let's go.
And my second.
Hey,
it's all right, man. The point is, you're there. You got the memories. You experience it, though. But I have a question for you, Jacoby.
What's up?
Was it a mistake to not have, and RC, you could chime in and vice versa once we switch it around. Was it a mistake to not have Powerhouse Hobbs win last night?
No, it's not. And this is this is my opinion why. Because I know people, but I don't know the reasons. A couple reasons it was good for him not to win. Takeshita is a good international champion. He's a good international competitor. We both know that AEW and New Japan are having a joint pay-per-view next week, so he's going to have to defend the title there. Hobbs just came back. This is a good way to introduce him back. Him losing because he took the knee brace off and couldn't power out the cravat. He couldn't get out of there. And then he got finished out of that move. It all made sense. And this is why I say Don Callis is excellent at being the heel commentator. He even said normally Hobbs will power out of something like this, but because he couldn't base off that injured leg throughout the match, right at the end, he couldn't get out the hole. He got put half to sleep and then got dropped on his noggin again, and that was the finish. I do not think it was a mistake. I think this is a great match for Hobbs. This is one of those situations where you lose the match, but you still win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hobbs losing the fall, it doesn't really mean anything because his stock went up in the match. Because even when I saw, I was like, how's Hobbs gonna work with Takeshita? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I was interested in seeing it. And they went out there and put on a show. This match helps Hobbs and then he can come back and get to Takeshita then later by learning from the mistakes he made in his first match. So I don't think it was a mistake at all. Takeshita just got the belt. This was like his fourth title defense. Let him run with it because Takeshita was doing a ton of great work before he even got with Callis. And then he kept doing great work after he got with Callis. Let this man cook right now with that championship because you want champions to elevate the championship right now. People act like AEW been around 30 years. It's only been around 5 years. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. So what's in the international title, maybe 2 years old? You know what I'm saying? 2.5, something like that.
Maybe.
So you need people to elevate these championships. The Continental Championship is just a year old. So the perfect person to have it is Okada. You see what I'm saying? So people are talking about the company as if it's been around 30, 45 years. This company is still a child. So you got to have champions that can elevate the championship right now because the championships aren't elevating anybody right now. It's the wrestlers that have to elevate the championships. You see what I'm saying? So Hobbs losing because even on commentary they made a mistake last night. Excalibur brought up the fact that Hobbs had been a TNT champion, and then no sooner, maybe a minute too later, Tony Schiavone was like, yeah, Hobbs trying to win the belt for the first time. So that means it wasn't even a memorable run. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's an honest mistake, but some mistakes you just don't make. You know what I'm saying? And if you know the history of that wrestler, the longevity, what they've done, that mistake shouldn't have been made. That's something I picked up on immediately. But Hobbs not winning last night does not hurt him. That loss absolutely helped him for now and in the long run. So no, I don't think it was a mistake that he lost the match. Takeshita is an excellent champion.
Got it. RC, you want to add anything to that? Great take, Jacoby.
Oh yeah, it's got a little bit to add to it. Like I said, I thought it wasn't built up to where Hobbs would win.
Right.
It wasn't built up enough. Takeshita, like I said, Kobe said, is a great champion. We're waiting on him to get his due in for a long time. Now he finally got it with his international championship, and he's doing great work with it. So he does deserve it. And like, oh, he don't deserve it, and Hobbs needed to win. I feel like Hobbs needed to get his revenge on Don Callis' family, but he didn't fully get it with this win. I mean, it's okay. But before this, like I said, he was moving from group to group. We didn't know what Powerhouse was going to do with where he was going. He had them vignettes. You know, he was walking through the neighborhoods and doing all this other stuff. And a lot of stuff didn't go anywhere for him.
Right.
And so then he got injured, and now he's back full time, and we thought he would get his revenge. But like I said, it still wasn't built up enough for story-wise for him to get this belt back off of him.
And you can't expect Takeshita to lose after he just, well, no, that wasn't Ospreay. Well, he beat Ospreay for the title with interference. But then he just beat Ricochet last month because I thought Ricochet was going to get it. But he just beat Ricochet last month. So I didn't expect him to beat Ricochet and then lose to Hobbs. Like, it just, I know AEW can be inconsistent with booking, but no. And like I was talking about earlier, I don't think there were any title changes last night. Even the Dynamite Diamond ring stayed in the same place.
Yeah.
That match was about the ring, but it was about much more than it. But I think it was a perfect way to end the Hobbs Takeshita.
Yeah. And people talk about these titles. It's like it depends on who has the title for to tell what kind of prestige it has. And we don't know that until they really build it up with somebody. And so that's what they need to do. Continue to have longer reigns, not just hot potato. And, you get it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I know wrong with that. Sometimes it can go like that, but it happened too much with this company so far, especially with the TNT Championship and many changes that title went through. At least for the men, at least. So yeah, let's keep it on some wrestlers, and like I said, do what you do best. Have these great matches with AEW, and have some longer reigns. It'd be good to have some more story around them. That's what we used to in wrestling story, because WB is all we know mostly. Not all we know, but it's most of what the history of wrestling is there. It's been there from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And so we can compare AEW to WWE all the time because it's the second biggest company in America. So it's
Yeah.
always gonna get that comparison, but it's maybe unfair at times. But it's never gonna change with the comparison. It's never gonna do that. So they gotta establish what they can.
You know, very good take on that, RC. But you said something key. The latter part of that, you said something about AEW always get compared to WWE. I want to add a couple of things to that too. In all fairness, AEW started comparing themselves because remember when the CM Punks and the Bryan Danielsons, remember that Adam Cole's and that moment in time when everybody was joining WWE. It reminded me of the Monday Night Wars, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" And I'm only using this name just because RC. I remember even Mick Foley got online and said, "If I was wrestling today, I don't know if I would trust WWE with my development, right?" And this is like when I think CM Punk his first pay-per-view in that same night. I forgot what it was, but Bryan Danielson. I think it was like an All Out, right? Because it
Something
was
like that.
Chicago, yeah. Because Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole came in the same night. Kenny Omega was champion. So, in that time, you would see Tony Khan taking jabs at WWE, this, that, and the other, right? And you saw it. So if you was hanging your hat on that the whole time, and then things reverse, it's gonna be a little shaky, right? And to quote Arn Anderson, one of the biggest problems with WCW back in the day. Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be funny. He said they had all this talent, but they kept going through it like crap to a goose. If you know anything about birds, they don't hold that stuff long because they gotta fly. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotta let it go.
sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. TKO. Okay, anyway, all right. But you said that makes sense though, right? Like, so now I think it was a point where, to your point, not having stories, I actually feel good about where AEW is heading right now. Instead of playing like you say hot potatoes with the championships, and I think last night solidified it. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you, it's the end of the year. You're going into a new year. They have all these plans in motion already. They got like 3 big shows already on deck, and with and everything else they have coming back. You have people coming back like Kenny Omega and Adam Copeland, which we'll get into with Adam and all that. I really feel good about them right now. The initial question was like in the beginning, do you think this was a good ending for them this year? And I would say yes.
Yeah.
I really feel good. I think they went through their lickings, if you will, and they see who's really there for them, and they're going to push on that. You know what I'm saying? And making more decisions like the smaller arenas and things of that nature. But that doesn't mean, chances are you're probably going to be considered the second best to a lot of people based on historical factors. You're only 5 years old versus a company that's been over for over 67 years or whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, the comparison is going to be a little different, right? However, that doesn't mean you don't have your people who enjoy it. So props to you. I just want to kind of throw that little snippet in there, but then Jacoby, let it go. Love TKO stuff, but so here's a question I have, and Ron, I go to you first, and then Jacoby, if you want to add, by all means, brother, please do. Is this MJF and Adam Cole? Is this the end of something or the beginning of something new?
It need to be the end. And come on now. Well, what more they gonna do? You done lost again.
Tell them how you really feel.
All right, come on, bro. Like, bro, move on, bro. Move on, bro. Like y'all finally y'all did what me and BJ, the professor, say y'all should do. Get your group back together and move on. Now your group back, you Undisputed Kingdom now. Do something else with that. Cause I thought the old boys was gonna turn on him. The guy that's guarding the ring. That's what I think. I think a lot of people thought that.
David and Bennett, yeah.
Yeah. Both of them, they were gonna turn on him and give MJF the ring. But they didn't do that. MJF still won. So it's like y'all got to attack him after the match. Be happy with that. I mean,
And I think they are.
It should be. Because Lord, ain't nobody beating that man for that ring. This is the 6th time retaining or having the ring. 6 years. Like I said, the only person that I thought was going to beat him was Ricky Starks. But that ain't happened. And no, I really didn't think this was going to happen. Adam Cole.
Yeah, Ricky chilling at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since. We haven't seen him since then. Be honest with you.
Trying to tell you
On the
something. I
AEW
don't
show,
know.
I think.
All right. Well, Adam Cole did great in it. He did good in this match. MJF still had his number again and again. He got that low blow, and did that little power driver and got the victory. I mean, you had your boys out there. You still lost. Like how MJF ever got nobody, didn't even have the ring to hit you with, and you still lost, Adam.
You can't say never lost.
Right? Come on, Chugs. Come on now, Chugs.
Hey.
Hey. Right. And that's why people say go hit the gym, get some meat on you, do something, because that pick I don't like talking about. I swamp somebody. I ain't the biggest guy myself. That's why I don't talk about it. But come on, that picture that MGF showed on Dynamite or whatever it was, he did kind of it was Photoshop. But a lot of people said that didn't look too far from what Adam Cole looked like.
I thought it was a picture of Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of sad, bro. All right, I know you were a great talker. You still good in the ring, but bro, get a Planet Fitness membership, one of them, something. You go to your local gym, hit them weights a little bit. Come on, bro. It ain't gonna interfere too much with your style of your wrestling. It ain't.
They said Planet Fitness.
No,
You
one of them.
can't live loud in there.
You making money. It's $10 a month. You ain't gotta pay that much, bro.
No gym intimidation.
Nah, but I don't like talking too much outside of it, but come on, bro. You gotta do a little bit for me. But I don't know, like you just can't get the upper hand on. I mean, MGF is always 2 steps ahead of you, just like I think Kyle O'Reilly said. Kyle and Strong came out there, had your back after the match. I mean, but
I guess for me, the question I would have for that to follow up there, you say he's always ahead of him, where he had like a year, because what Adam Cole like out for a while.
yeah. And you couldn't think of a plan to beat MJF? Yeah, come on.
Well, he did have a plan. He had his homeboys guard the ring, but MJF hit a good old Eddie Guerrero, which was a brilliant strategical, tactical move. Got them boys ejected, and then when you thought he was gonna get hit with the ring, but wait, there's more. Here's a low blow, and you're right. That buddy 2 steps ahead when it comes to that ring. He'll lose the world title before he lose that ring.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, but yeah, that need to be done and over with. They beat him down after the match. That should be. I don't want to see it no more. I'm good.
All right, and that was more disrespect in that match. Adam Cole spit on the ring and then placed it on me. Placed it on MJF.
Well, they spit on each other during the match. I said, "Oh no, absolutely not."
No disrespect.
Unalive, as they say, we gotta say that online now. Unalive. You spit on me. Just understand, this is what's gonna happen. I know we got contracts, but I'm letting you know now. You spit on me, you coming back to the locker room, but you won't be walking. You understand what I'm saying?
And I need a bonus.
Hey, I guess it's safe to say y'all say it's the end. Or I'll see you. The way you started it off, the answer is like it could be the end. Like you like okay, move it on.
I think
That's
if somebody spit on me, it's gonna be that world's end for real.
Hey, facts.
So, man, this is awesome. I'm having a great time. Dear to the audience, I hope you enjoy yourself. This is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Subscribe.
So we only got one more road to drive on this tour for this particular show. It's the main event. I expected Moxley to win. I tell you that right now, because I didn't see any one of them knocking him off the perch, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
They just cut a promo last week about if anybody got a problem with him, come out here and was it the ballroom? Wasn't that the promo he said?
Yeah, Hammer time. Yeah.
And so to me, saying something like that is that's saying I'm gonna hold this title even longer. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a fatal 4-way, you already telling people you invite more people to come to face you, and you got a fatal 4-way in a couple of days. To me, that's saying I'm still gonna have this. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like Drew McIntyre going on each show trying to fight the Bloodline, and Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn, You know, hey, I'm
But
just
it
saying,
just showed like deal.
yeah, just show up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so I personally, I expect what happened as far as the victory goes. I expected him to retain. I didn't expect the ending post match. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Alabama. Sorry if I said that wrong, my brother. The Alabama
okay.
ambassador. Tell him about that guy they call Adam Copeland.
Well, first of all, you think you know him.
You think you know me?
I had to.
You got to do it.
But it was a good time. When FTR said on the promo a couple weeks ago, we coming back, but we not coming along, I knew they were talking about Copeland because they have a very personal relationship,
Mhm.
and they all live in the same place in North Carolina now.
Mhm.
So I knew that they were talking about him, but I was like, don't they need one more person? Because that's still 3 on 4. And then they need a female for Shafir, even though she got Blade ran last night. Jay White hit that thing so smooth on her. I said,
Boy.
"Ooh, Switchblade, sir, please."
Well, he be
It
getting that
was
thing
so
off quick.
fast. I said, "Damn!" I thought it was a Dragon Ball fast. Like it just happened. It was crucial. But nah, that comeback with major rated FTR is gonna be a good thing. Now we can go ahead and bookmark this. You know, I come up with my own little predictions. Edge takes the title off Moxley, and that's when Christian cashed in that contract on Copeland.
Woo! Pay him. Pay him. Pay him.
Yeah. Hey, because Christian Show was watching it from the balcony, boy. He was out there.
Christian has to be the best heel in the company outside of MJF. But I think he's better than. They're great heels for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? But Christian is doing, how the kids said, it's not A+, it's S tier work Christian is doing over here. It's S tier heel work from once he started wearing the turtleneck, and even when he mess up on promos, he'll just say, "Shut up while I'm conducting my business." That's all I need to hear. That's all
That's
all I need to hear. He
Yeah.
is doing, and he can still go in the ring. He doesn't have to wrestle every week. He's got people to wrestle for him now. Like the position he's in, this is where he should be. You know what I'm saying? He has underlings. He running his own crew. And I can't wait for him to win the AEW World Championship and get a longer reign in 2 days than like he got in WWE. Because that was super disrespectful. That was super disrespectful. And then he got another reign because he won by disqualification. Come on, bruh. Like, come on. No, let this man, let Copeland and FTR take down the Death Riders. And then Copeland's having that great feel-good moment. Here comes Christian. And how ironic that the first person to cash in the Money in the Bank will get the AEW's version of Money in the Bank cashed in on them. You see what I'm saying? And look at that irony.
Yeah, now
Look
that's
at that.
story. And that's storytelling.
Let me add to that. Let me add to
Well,
that.
somebody hire me now.
Yeah, look here. Hey, look. Let me add to that. I want to go full circle again. Before the first retirement of Adam Copeland, aka Edge, aka You Think You Know Me, at WrestleMania 27, initially the plan was he beat Alberto Del Rio, he gets into a program with Christian. Christian retires him. Is that where we're going right now,
I
too?
was at that WrestleMania.
Hey, me too.
I wasn't even gonna say anything about that, but I'm glad you were there, bro.
We know you was there, Carl. Oh my God.
Hey,
Shit.
hey,
ATL, shot.
hey. But how ironic is that? Like they get to recreate that moment too.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, because even though during that title reign that Christian had throughout that year, because he had multiple, and he kind of feud with Orton, I still think that match don't get talked about enough. That SummerSlam match.
No,
Oh yeah, the RKO onto the steps.
Yes,
yeah, that was one of the greatest matches.
that match alone don't get talked about enough. But I like your idea of Copeland beating Moxley, and then Christian cashing in. And I like the idea of keeping Christian as that pedestal. Because personally, I do think Christian the best heel in the company.
Yeah.
I know MJF is great at what he does, but to me, there's no comparison.
Yeah, MJF is going a lot.
He's going a lot, and MJF is a shock value heel,
Mhm.
and Christian is I'm gonna cut you deep type heel. Like I know what bothers you, and I know you know what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna get all the way under your skin. MJF wants you for right then, but Christian a slow burn you, and then beat you up with his crew, and then when it's time for you to get his hands up, him and MJF are a lot alike, but very different at the same time. As the kid says, the same difference.
That's what they
But
say.
I personally much I'm much more of a fan of Christian right now because this is because you've seen him through so many maturations in his career, and it's a long career. We're talking about the 90s, you know what I'm saying? To now, to see him where he's at, and like I said, him being able to cash in AEW's version of Money in the Bank on the guy that made Money in the Bank famous is just that's tier work right there. That's a chef's kiss.
Go
Oh
ahead,
yeah,
Ron. Great take.
yeah. Hey, I didn't think about that, but I mean, I didn't know that Adam Copeland was coming back. That right here. So I mean, that's why I wasn't thinking about it. But hey, that'd be awesome. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I love John Moxley, Moxley is my dude. Since he was Dean Ambrose. Yes, sir. So I like what he's doing, but I have to admit the story isn't fully fleshed out and what he's doing and what his purpose is to me. Which it needs more of that, especially before he loses the title. So I'm like, flesh his story out more right now because it's like y'all the NWO, y'all done just took over the business, took over the company and whatnot. But where is it going? What is your image of this company? What do you really want
Mhm.
as a world champion, and why aren't you showing the title?
Mhm.
And they still haven't told us that. I'm like, are y'all making another?
He said in a promo that nobody deserves to lay eyes on the AEW championship. So
Eh,
that's the only explanation I've heard.
yeah,
But he's
but
had it like what 4 times?
yeah,
This is his fourth reign.
His fourth reign. I feel like they designing a new championship. That's what I feel like they're doing. But that's just me. Next, I didn't think Moxley was losing this, especially with the other three not on the same page. And now Orange Cassidy, well, they was on the same page in trying to get the belt off of him. But like I said, when the match happens, you can't do that. Somebody else got to get the victory. So it's not going to work like that. And now Orange Cassidy said he got some business. He don't know where he's going right now, and he got some business to handle with Hangman Page on Dynamite. And so we're gonna see where that goes with them. And Jay White, hopefully him and Bang Bang Gang get to do something together, get back together and do something. But so I can't tell where everybody else is going. But Copeland saying he wants that grimy type of match with Moxley. He wants an NWA heavyweight title type of vibe with Moxley. That's what he wants to bring to this company. At first he got there, he wanted to, show you who he was. I mean, but we know who you are. But for the fans that don't know and who don't watch WWE like that, I'm showing you who I am. So he feel like he's done that, and now 2025, he wants to actually go after gold and go for that top prize. And so I feel like he's going straight for Moxley. He wants FTR to go for the tag team titles or the trios titles with them. And so, and like I said, they all best friends. They all hang out in North Carolina. I could probably ride up right now and go
Right.
where they at right now. I'm kind of close. So that's their goals. A lot of people are not happy with that. I thought when Kenny Omega came back, he would be the guy to go after Moxley. Be that EVP that's gonna really stand up to him and have a match or whatever it is, and stop that crew from doing what they doing. But I mean, Copeland's here too. I mean, Kenny Omega still can do that. Still can do that.
Exactly.
Because like I said, if him and Okada don't happen until All In, we got time.
Mhm.
Got time to figure out. And if Moxley does go get through Adam Copeland, there's still a Kenny Omega right there. And hopefully the story with Moxley will be more fleshed out by that time he gets to Kenny. So that'll make it even better. So they can start off 2025 right for AEW. Because those stories right there, all those stories right there with Moxley and Adam Copeland and FTR, and Moxley and Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega go up off the Okada. those three stories right there is going to help your company build. Those are big names and big stories that can help your company build in 2025. So they start off on the right track. Like I said, pay-per-view right here was a great ending to their 2024 because it shows you what they could have in the future. And that's what you want to do. Continue to have it's about the follow-up and the story, continuous follow-up to your stories. And keep people intrigued. And with these two returns on this show, I'm definitely intrigued. Because I've been waiting for Kenny Omega back, just like many others have. And Adam Copeland coming back and surprising us with this moment with FTR, it was great. So I'm definitely looking forward to what AEW do on the 2025.
Great takes, brothers. Final thoughts, and then we'll give it a grade. Final thoughts on the show, and then we'll give it a grade, and then anything else you want to add to it.
Great show. It's a great ending. Like I just said, a great ending to the 2024. Good returns, great matches, of course, which is a given with this company. So, and then Continental Classic ended. So the semifinals and the finals. So, I very much enjoyed it. As far as a great, I gave y'all a moment of the night and a match of the night in Okada, Ospreay, and then Okada,
Kenny Omega.
Omega moment. Yeah, those were my moment and match of the night. So as far as a grade, shoot, B+ to an A, almost. Yeah, B+. Definitely enjoyable show. Probably a must see, especially with the Okada and Ospreay match. What about you, Jacoby?
I'm gonna go with a strong B+ here myself. The only reason I say B+ is because the main event was very predictable to me. Other than that, everything else was like it was a good old barn burner. So I'm gonna go with a solid B+. The returns did make it pretty dope. Kenny Omega had been out of sight and out of mind to me. So when but I knew something was about to happen because I'm like, why haven't they brought Okada the belt? Like, he just won the tournament, bring him the belt. Hey, like that was kind of drawn out. That's another thing that took away, like, how long they drew that out. I think that could have been executed a bit smoother, but who knows if they was having whatever difficulties. It got done, but I'm just saying, being a watchful eye like that. But a strong B+. Other than, like I said, the main event went so predictable. And I really like Jon Moxley's music. I think that's the music he was using in Japan. And he just uses it here now because I guess Tony Khan got tired of paying for that Wild thing.
Yeah.
And so I would use my Japan music too. Yeah, strong B+, man. It was, I think it was a must see, which is why I just sat down and watched the show last night because I knew it was going to be good. Because they don't miss on pay-per-views. It's like Marvel doing movies. And people say Marvel make the best movies, but the animated shows don't be that good. And then people be like, DC make horrible movies, but their animated movies be awesome. And this is kind of how that is. People talk trash about their weekly show. When it comes to them pay-per-views, they go in, everybody. For what they charging for the pay-per-view, the $50, I'm like, dude, you'll spend that parking. So sometimes I don't mind it when I know the show's going to be good. I would have liked to seen the Hurt Syndicate on the show, because we hurt people. But other than that, we hurt people. We hurt people. The fact that the crowd is in on that now makes it even better. But yeah, because at one point I thought Shelton Benjamin was gonna win the Classic. I was like, but this I really did. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like he's finna go after the TNT Championship. I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Again, what I never in my lifetime would I think Shelton Benjamin and Okada would be a champion in the same company at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So something I didn't know I needed. But all B+, glad I watched the show.
Awesome. For me, after hearing and discussing even more so, I'm just going to be in agreement to make it a B+ too.
B+ is all around.
B+ is all around. B+ is all around. The better business.
That too. I was talking about MJF.
Yeah.
Great show. Great weekend. As we're coming to the end of the year, we also had the final Smackdown of the year on Friday. And we had some things come back to kind of highlight it. We had Chelsea Green finally got a chance to celebrate her title win from Saturday Night's Main Event a few weeks earlier. We had the Street Profits return. We had Cody Rhodes return to set up a Royal Rumble match that's giving you WrestleMania 10 vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got the champion, but then you have a champion. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not sending this belt back. Well, I'm not giving it back. He got to take it away from me. Well, it's home with me right now. If you know the history of that ladder match back in 10, you understand what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let's dive into it. And yeah, we did have some bloodline things, but that's an ongoing story. I think we don't have to, there's still been aggressive, especially after that loss at War Games. So this is building up to what we're going to see at Tribal Combat, and that's all good. But I want to kick it off with something else because I think, man, the way it was kicked off in Tampa on Friday, the
Mhm.
girls was hype. Hey, for some reason that Bianca beat hit hard differently on Friday. I don't know what it was. Look, no, real talk. Sometimes it's like it's like seeing it at home every week on TV, but when you're there live, you know what I'm saying, it's a different vibe, right? I felt
And then
You know me.
I felt that promo with Naomi and Bianca, and then they brought Bailey in, and then they just dropped the beat.
Mhm.
I'm on my own.
Bruh, hey, something about that. That was like the perfect kickoff for me, man. It was really live. I like the vibe they had. I know we understand, we're thinking, at least on this show, we're talking about Naomi she's the person who's attacked Jade and all this types of things, right? So we get that. But right now, I'm enjoying this vibe. You know what I'm saying? I have to say the match delivered as an opening match. That
Yeah.
six women's match was good. Think about it. And I know I'm talking about it. I'm kind of setting up so y'all can knock it out the park type of thing. But the things that went on through that, as a fan watching, you like Naomi. Okay, what you did here, Bailey and Bianca, after 3 years of beating each other down or whatever it is, now on the same page. Then you got Tiffany and Candice going at it. Then Tiffany finally saying, "I want to be champion." She said it out of her own mouth. I want
Yeah.
to be champion. And so Candice stopped her from cashing in, and then they lose the match. But you know what I'm saying? But my point is, a great way to start it off. So, RC, you've done shouted from the mountaintops what you think about this whole thing already with Naomi and Jade and that whole nine. Jacoby, I want
Yep.
to hear your thoughts on it because I keep hearing Naomi say two things. Two things. She said one thing and now she's getting something. She keeps saying, unfortunately, I have a history with this title, but it's unfortunate how I got it back. And I'm doing this for Jade. She just said that multiple times. Hint, hint. Right?
Mhm.
Well,
Now all of a
yeah.
sudden, she got some title shot next week. Just saying.
Well, you know why she's saying that? Because those titles are one of the reasons she ended up leaving the company. So, and now her getting it back is a good thing, but the way she got it back is not a good thing.
Come on.
So, what she's saying makes perfect sense. In all honesty, her attacking Jade makes the most sense, but this is where they could swerve you right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it's obvious, right? It looks obvious, right?
It's very obvious, but they got time to go a myriad of different ways here because they don't have suspects. Everything is speculation right now. They can take this story any way they want to go. Unless you plan on making Naomi the heel of heels, then she can't be the person that attacked Jade. And on top of that, I don't see why they would want to make Naomi a heel right now, unless she was joining the bloodline or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see why they would make it her and make her a heel. It's just that because she is a baby face. You know what I'm saying? I don't like now. Again, if your goal is to turn her, then absolutely she's the right choice for the attacker. But it's so many different ways to go. But I see why. I remember when RC first said it, he thought it was her, and that makes more than enough sense why they would think that it was Naomi, and not one of the heels that are already established as that character. So I could roll with the Naomi take, but we'll see where it goes. This is why I want to be surprised. But do I have a suspect? Out of pure logic, I would have to say Naomi because she has gained the most out of this situation.
Mhm.
You know, that's interesting you say that. And again, I go back, and RC, I know you want to chime in on it too, bro, because you made some great points. But it's interesting you say that, because I go back to the 90s, who ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock benefited from it the most. But yet, people forget Triple H did too, and he was the one who orchestrated it. But he held the title longer than anybody in that time. He was the number one heel in the company. Not to say Austin was a heel, but Triple H, you know what I'm saying? So who
Triple
else
H
could be
became the top guy of that situation.
Yeah. So it's like, RC, you know what, better yet? I want to switch it a little bit, bro, because I know you done said a lot about that. But if it's not Naomi, who you got? If it's not Naomi, based on what you know right now, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna throw another curveball, and it's not any other women who were involved in that match on Friday. Who you got?
It's still connected to my theory of it being Naomi, but it's his last legend of Jakara.
Said the word right now.
Because they want to be tag team champions. And who was a bigger threat out of the two in Bianca and Jade, the bigger one, who's probably considerably the stronger one, which is Jade. So they want to take the tag team champions out because they're the biggest threat in the tag team division of the women. So take them out of contention. Well, at least one of them. They was probably hoping Bianca had to relinquish the titles. But that didn't happen because she has Naomi. So, but they probably feel like they have more chance with it being Bianca and Naomi than Bianca and Jade. And then that'll be their breakout point of being on the main roster. Because the NXT, they having matches, but they kind of spinning their wheels a little bit. So they wait, and they already had experience on the main roster. They had their 44-way match. Yeah, that's cool. But they want to be permanent on the main roster because they got them backing down to NXT right now. They want to be permanent. They want to be, when they get there, we really want the tag team championship. So let's take out the biggest threat. And so it'd be a kind of easy shot because the tag team division ain't really got that many contenders like that. And like I said, Bianca and Jay was the biggest threats out of there.
Yeah,
So,
it's about 3 teams per show, probably.
So
Yeah.
let me ask this then. Let me throw another curveball, or question rather. So if that was the case, and I'm just asking, right? Because I think it's good discussion. Why not take out Bianca instead of Jade?
what I'm saying, Jade is, some people probably she's more of a threat than Bianca. Because
Okay.
she's has a bigger stature, and like probably some people think she's stronger. Like that's what Nia Jax said it. She think that's why Bianca did it. She think, she's saying Bianca, Jay's better than you, and she taking your spotlight. And they really won't be playing because they playing off of what the internet is saying,
Mhm.
and so they putting that on actual TV, just like they did with the Drew McIntyre thing. They put that on actual TV on Monday. They telling real stories on that people say outside of TV. They put it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes from social media or come from another like interview show or whatever it is, they put it on TV. They're making a way to finagle it in, and so, but so that's why they want to get people thinking about, did Bianca really do it? Is Nia right? I don't know. Now that's in everybody's heads now. With her saying that, and they trying to block it out from Naomi. They want to get that out. They don't want that in people's mind, so they trying to focus on Bianca. And they see Bianca just making faces like, okay, whatever theory, okay, cool. You got she did a little hand clap.
Got a little golf clap.
Have a little, have a little theories, whatever. Just get in this ring so I go whoop that ass. Whoop that. You know what I'm saying?
Whoop that.
But yeah. and you know who didn't whoop that trick? Lash Legend. So, but like I said, I still feel like Lash Legend and Jakara did it, but Naomi was the mastermind. So that's where I'm going.
Again, I go back to who ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
You know, because you have so
Right.
many distractions in that time. Like you had, I like the way they twisting it because during that time, yes, Austin trying to find out who ran him over, and then he's trying to find out who the accomplice was. But at the same time, he's trying to get the world title.
Right. Well,
And not only that,
you know who did it, and he did it for the people.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he did it for The Rock.
Yeah.
He did it for the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they said, who saw that? Billy Gunn saw it. So they said Billy Gunn saw it, ain't it?
Yeah, Billy Gunn
So,
said the guy had blonde hair. He said he had blonde. He didn't see his face, but he said he had blonde hair. Now I ain't gonna lie.
right,
At that time when he said that, I'm thinking like, who the world got blonde hair? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out myself as a fan, like we do now. Like, who can we narrow this down to, right?
yeah.
Right. The
So
blonde,
Hey,
you never
look,
thought it was a Samoan.
yeah,
right. You wouldn't think
exactly,
about that. You would think about strip
exactly.
out.
So it's
No,
like,
no,
but to your point, Jacoby, you said something. You said at the core, at her core, as far as wrestling goes, I would agree. Yes, she is a face. However, I think they could pull the lights on the glow and just put it in all black and recreate Team Bad.
all right.
Oh yeah, because when you ask who could it be if it wasn't Naomi, Ron took the words right out of my mouth. Not per se about the superstars, but those are a perfect choice. But I said it should be somebody from NXT because what a way to give somebody instant credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Instant credibility that makes them dangerous off the rip. Even if you ain't seen them in the ring a lot, but if they are the person that pulled off that attack, they are dangerous and there's somebody to look out for. But it makes all the more sense to say, okay, if it's not Naomi, then it should be Jakara and Lash. Because they have been on the upswing. Like, I think the only match I've really seen them lose was to Bianca and Jade.
Mhm.
And other than that, they've been pretty unstoppable. And I like that a lot, actually. And they could pull the lights on the glow and make a team bad with Naomi, Jakara, and Lash.
Yeah.
And they can run roughshod. Or I do like the Bianca twist because we've never seen Bianca in a heel role since this level of popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which could lead to the WrestleMania match that everybody want to see between Bianca and Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could.
Again, this is why I'm saying I love how you can go so many different ways.
I'll throw one more thing in there because I want to see Bianca and Jade,
Mhm.
but it's something else I want to see at WrestleMania too. We probably
What's
won't
that?
get it. We probably won't get either one next year. I want to see Bianca and Charlotte at WrestleMania, and I want to see
Mm.
Bianca and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Now we
Oh,
probably
yeah.
won't get either.
Those are WrestleMania worthy matches.
Yeah,
All
we
of
probably
them.
won't get those at the particular moment. I don't know. Maybe not this year because we always have these theories, but then WWE is kind of like, nope, gotcha. Let's go this way.
But some of those could be at SummerSlam too.
Yeah. You gotta
The
another
nights
2
of
nights.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, you're right. But any final thoughts on that, guys? Because I really want to talk about something I've been kind of holding in and thinking about for the last 2 weeks as we had a
No,
return
go
this
for
past
it.
weekend. Oh, it's Street Profits. Now, look. Let me just say this real quick. I like the Street Profits, okay? Okay, so they're back now. So now you're mad somebody jump you, okay, right? So you're gonna talk to somebody else, and all of a sudden you turn around, you're gonna find them, and you're gonna punch them in the face, and you got a match with them, right? Then you beat them. Is this the right way to come back? This is why I say this. They get in the ring, they win the match, they catering to the crowd, they're doing the thing, right? Then they go to the back, go to Pretty Deadly, who lied to him. He lied to him, and now they look all shocked when they find out it was DIY. After Apollo Crews said it, you're getting played, man. And Montez, what?
I like it for this reason. The Street Profits are on the DIY trajectory. Notice how DIY got pushed to the point where they had to be dirty and aggressive.
Mhm.
They were pushed. You saw maturation over time about it. What's happening to the Street Profits is they keep losing out on opportunities. They keep getting it taken away. They're getting more and more and more frustrated. Notice the style of match they had in the beginning. It was very aggressive. This is out the norm for them. But again, they're being built, and then they're going to snap. Now, what happens when they snap? Who knows? But I like seeing them doing something different and being more aggressive. Like, be y'all for real. Because this kind of role seems like a natural fit for Dawkins,
Mm-hmm.
the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? And I like it. But yeah, I think the Street Profits are going to get pushed because they ain't been the tag team champions in 3 years. But let's be honest, the Usos had the tag team division on lock for like 2 of them years. Well, you know what I'm saying? Nobody was going to be the champions because they were the champions. And yeah, they had both sets of the tag titles locked up. So you was just stuck. You know what I'm saying? So, and they had shots at the Usos in the beginning of that reign. And they had
Mhm.
great matches. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, nobody was beating anybody in the blood. So it just was what it was. But now they're getting more and more frustrated, and it's gonna cause them to do things that they normally wouldn't do, which is gonna help them in the long run. Especially with them getting played, and then a fellow black man had to come tell the black man, y'all getting played. Like this is what's really, this is really what's going on. Y'all believe in these snow bunnies over here. We telling you that ain't it. They trying to do musicals and mislead y'all. I'm telling you, it was DIY. We all knew it was DIY because DIY on some dirty stuff right now.
Mhm.
But this'll make the win for the Profits over them that much more better. Regardless of when it happens, because DIY deserves a run. But I thought they was gonna get it the first time they lost the titles like 3 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. It was the bloodline, blah 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 blah. It kind of just got mixed into that. But no, I think this is cool for them because you have to have them doing something while they're not the champions. Because if not, they're just floundering, and they're too talented to just be floundering.
And that was my thing. That, as I say this, ladies and gentlemen, watching at home, that's what I mean. I want the Street Profits to elevate. I just don't want them to come back and do the same thing and keep talking the same talk. You know what I'm saying? I was liking the championship of bus speeches. I mean, they were having those promos, and they was having them during the week in their training, but, something happened. DIY got involved. So now DIY, I agree, they do need a good title reign. I like them better as heels anyway. I like them as heels, and I like it when they face each other. So those are my two things about DIY. But to answer your question, Jacoby, about what's going to happen when the Street Profits snap, cue Mark Henry's theme music.
Step up and bring it. Yes, sir.
Whoa,
That's what's going to happen.
Hey,
whoa,
hey.
that's a classic theme song.
Hey.
Yeah, that's cue that. Go ahead, Ron.
Boy, they better do something because I was just so hyped when they were doing like the championship of bus talk. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were, like I said, either they were turning heel or they was breaking up, but none of them happened. They just got knocked out. So I was like, come on now. And the fact that Apollo Crews took 2 to 3 weeks to tell them who this was that did this, boy, we done went through a whole match. So you want to come back in and tell me it was DIY?
We got a question. Not only did he not say that, he said, I saw it. So we got a question our friend. Hey, we got a question our friend.
Right, you was at a front row view and you ain't come help or nothing. Like, dang, they getting butt whoop over there. I'm gonna tell them about 2-3 weeks, so I'll let them know when they come.
He had to wait for them to return. They was gone. You can text me, bro.
We ain't cool for real, bro. We went through a whole Christmas. I was like Christmas thinking about it. I got my butt whooped. I don't know who did it, but I'm about to attack whoever when I get back. Man, the whole time Apollo Crews over there eating turkey and didn't know who it was.
Hey, I would have loved somebody to have that Obafemi response. Hey, thank you for the compliment.
No further questions.
Hey, but real talk, that's a place I like Apollo, man. Let's have a talk, bro. You saw it, and you ain't tell nobody.
Right.
You ain't tell Nick Aldis. You ain't text us. You ain't tell B-Fab. And now you're gonna wait till after we have a match. You could told us when we got to the building that day at least.
Well, only saving grace he might have was he did get beat down by the bloodline probably that week too.
Yeah.
When he was going through
TV nowhere.
Yeah, so that might have been what it was.
Everybody always on their phone these days.
I know, man.
Look
Well, it's wrestling,
but
man.
the continuity with TV, that makes sense right there. I can roll with that logic right there.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm just trying
that
to
might be
stretch
what
it
it
because
is.
I know it makes good TV.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to stretch it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but the bottom line for me is that I hope that I see this happening at Mania. Street Profits versus DIY. Because first of all, that gives them a lengthy title reign. It may even be a triple threat because I don't want to forget about Motor City Machine Guns. So it may be a triple threat somewhere down the road. It may be at Saturday night's main event the way they're building it because that's a week before the Rumble. So maybe you get that. You know what I'm saying? And then you still got a buttload of shows before Elimination Chamber, and then I think you got a SmackDown or is it a Raw? Now never mind. That's a Raw. I think it's going to be an MSG for a Raw. I think.
That was just a Madison Square Garden. No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Raw. But so my point is, though, you have all these different things because WrestleMania is a long. What is it like? Almost 8 weeks between Chamber and Mania this coming year because they pushed it back. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have all that. So they're probably not gonna wait that long. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not the one booking the show. But as we continue to move on down this road, talk about Miss Red, White, and Green, Jacoby. You know, I'm happy that she won. I think it's especially based on her story. You know, being let go, coming back, and just being a strong character this whole time. And now she has something that no one can ever take away from her. The
Right.
first ever women's United States champion on a historic event.
Yeah.
So tell the people
I
about
think that. Yeah, I think that's excellent. It was a great move. I called her from the beginning
it.
of winning the tournament. I said it from the jump. She was winning. I even said what the finals was going to be in the very beginning. When they came out with the bracket, it made sense because the other women in there, like if you just looked at it based on how it was built or how a tournament for a title of that stature should go, you had former world champions in there, women that was already in stores. Like it just didn't make sense for them to keep continuing. But and there's some women that are not yet established on the brand yet, which it helped. I think the tournament helped BFAB because people got to actually see her work. But back to the main subject, which is Chelsea. Chelsea's been doing strong work since she came back, and this is a great reward for her. Well deserved. The finish to that match was absolutely beautiful. Like I thought it was a supremely executed finish, and this is one of the things in wrestling where it feels right. This is a good thing, and this helps her. And again, this is a situation where this championship is new, so she is going. In this case, they are helping each other. This title is brand new, but the United States Championship, the name alone, is a prestigious name. You know what I'm saying? So her getting it, they sold the title as it already means a lot, even though this is the first champion. And putting it on her does nothing but elevate her. She already has people coming after her. And again, because not every woman's going to win the WWE Women's Championship or the Women's World title. So these are perfect mid card to have them there for them. You know what I'm saying? And this could help elevate her to the top title later. But I think this is an excellent move. I think she'll be an excellent champion because we know what type of heel she is. And she's never going to be dominant, but she's always going to find a way to win by the skin of her teeth.
That's what Classic Hills.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great for her. That title looked amazing with that white strap. I mean. So I really like that. The segment was a little, I don't know, kind of slow for me. I don't think it was getting the reactions like they was expecting with this promo. But I love their red, white, and green line, and you don't think about what Chelsea Green can do for you. Think about what you can do for Chelsea Green. I love both of those lines. They're definitely classic. She could run with both of those.
Absolutely.
And it's great for her first husband and wife to be United States champions with her and then Zack Ryder, now Matt Cardona, both having the championships in their careers. And so that's awesome. Piper Niven is going to turn on her sooner or later because she's getting a little disrespected in just in this promo also. And then I know Piper wants that championship as well. And so, but I love Micha coming back, trying to get that rematch because, she got screwed in the match pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to see this trilogy. They're doing a lot of trilogies in WWE right now. So I'm looking forward to that match. So yeah. It's big for the women, and especially like I said, a lot of those women, they not being built up to be that world champion. So this is about to be their range and be their peak. And they can still do great work with this. And plus, with the 3 hours of SmackDown now, they're going to get that time. And that's what you need, time. And like women, period, that's what they've been scratching and clawing for, time on this show. And this is got another chance, another opportunity to get what they've been searching for all this time with the women. And so it's definitely a breakthrough moment, breakthrough title for them. it's something to look forward to. They can make a lot of good matches and good stories out of it. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, great takes, gentlemen. SmackDown will be starting this new year off with 3 hours moving forward. I would think that Raw would be too, but I don't think they officially said that yet. But with the
Yeah, I
match
think
they
they
got coming up on the first Raw on Netflix, I wouldn't see how you get all that in 2 hours. I'm sure
Yeah,
they
right.
would.
It should be 3.
But, but
You'll
nonetheless,
have
great
ads
takes.
too on Netflix.
Yeah.
I know it might not be big news, but did you guys know that Raw was gonna be on Netflix?
I mean, I think I might have heard it. Maybe saw it some. Maybe they sent me a
Somewhere.
postcard. Maybe they sent me a postcard or something. I don't know.
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A press conference in the building. Got a couple matches. They had a couple of the superstars at the NFL games on Christmas.
Yeah, they did. They
because
did.
because they had them on Netflix and things of that nature. So yeah,
Well, that was dope.
that's a pretty big deal there. But gentlemen, I really want to talk about something which I consider the meat and potatoes of this past week's SmackDown, and that was the actual promo between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis. So here we are. Cody Rhodes hasn't been seen in a couple of weeks because if you haven't seen what's going on the internet, how they're making all these jokes about him getting dunked on his head, he comes back and he cuts a heated promo to the point I thought Cody was about to turn heel, personally. That aggression came out, and I'm like, oh, that's the Cody I need right there. That's the Cody I need right there. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, I'm like, okay, now a war words with that type of Cody, and Kevin Owens is already excellent on the mic. What's going to be said here? And I already knew whatever, when Cody came out there, I already knew that Nick Aldis was going to have his hands kind of clapped together. He's going to have to make a decision on something. Now, when they were talking without the mic, I'm like, what is he saying? I thought I heard something about Rumble. I'm like, what is he saying? And he said ladder match. And the first thing I thought about was WrestleMania 10. You got 2 titles. I don't know what's going to happen with the Wayne Eagle. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. But they're putting both of them up there, apparently. So are we really going to get that belt? He said one night, but are we really going to get that title moving forward now?
I don't think so, but it's nice to look at for right now. And to be honest, the Winged Eagle looks bigger now than what it did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm tripping, but I said this before on the show. Back in the day, the Intercontinental title looked bigger than the World title.
Yeah.
So, but now the Winged Eagle looks a lot bigger, which I'm perfectly fine with. It's a beautifully designed championship. It is a classic championship. And I like the fact that you're going to see it in a ladder match because I never saw the Winged Eagle in a ladder match.
I don't think
Never.
so. I don't think so.
So we saw the Globe or the Big Eagle, whatever they call that second belt. But when I think about the history of the WWE Championship, the first one I remember is the green one. That's the first one I remember.
Mhm.
The green one with all those plates on it. Then they had the one that looks like the NWA Television Championship.
Mhm.
Then you had another one. Like Hulk Hogan had all these. He had like 4 different world titles, but he was a champion for like 4 years. So, but then you got to the Winged Eagle, and to be honest, that's where most people's history start with the WWE Championship, that particular title. So I'm glad people are getting reintroduced to that and learning about it, because for purists like ourselves, we know all about that. So it's good to see it. I like the new modernized look of it. It looked new. It looked shiny. Doesn't look like an old dusty belt. You know what I'm saying? Like the closest thing we came to the Winged Eagle was the Hardcore Championship. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that they're giving me these WrestleMania 10 vibes, and maybe they'll distinguish that on commentary. Kevin Owens wins, he'll continue with the Winged Eagle, and if Cody Rhodes wins, he'll continue with the current design. So you just never know. Again, I like having a bunch of different directions to go.
Awesome. Go ahead, Ron.
I mean, does the Winged Eagle have any prestige right now? Because I'm like, why do y'all want it back so bad? It was a one-night thing, like Triple H said, and so Kevin Owens just wearing it around, but it doesn't mean anything because Cody has the actual title. So why do y'all want niggas or all this? Why do you want this title back so bad? Maybe I need an explanation. I don't know.
Okay, let me give you that.
Okay.
The Winged Eagle Championship is looked at like a family heirloom or something that's been passed down for generation to generation. So it's extremely important to have at home. Like Kendrick Lamar being mad at Drake for having a Tupac ring. You see what I'm saying? Like it holds significance to not just a person, RC, but that title holds a significance to an entire generation. With it having so much significance, because again, a lot of my childhood specifically is tied in with that championship. That's what I know. That's what I've seen. That's what's important. We know the importance of that. Before Cody Rhodes brought it out there, the last person to even have that championship was Steve Austin, and he had it one day before they switched over to the new title. So it's all about the prestige, and people hold that championship in such high regard. Like, if you want to think, let's in quick synopsis. Let's think of the two most important title designs in pro wrestling history that are held in the highest regards: the Winged Eagle and Big Gold.
Mhm.
Those, you see what I'm saying? Those two championships mean so much to people because their wrestling lineage, their wrestling history, their wrestling knowledge is all tied in with those champions or those championships and those champions. So your favorite wrestler probably had that belt.
Mhm.
So to you, you see what I'm saying? So to you, that means the most because your guy had it. You know what I'm saying? I saw the clip of you and the professor talking about the World Heavyweight Championship or Big Gold. And who do you think was synonymous with it? Obviously, my generation is going to say Ric Flair. Somebody younger than me would say Triple H because he was on the Reign of Terror with that champion.
Mhm.
But again, people like to see those classic designs because they provide a feeling for you. Just like when people go back and get older Jordans, those hold prestige. You see what I'm saying? Those hold significance to you, and they might make you think of a happy time. So you always want to go back to those times that made you happy or made you feel good or just made you think of happy thoughts, period, that went along or were synonymous with that particular object. I hope that helps.
Very much so.
I would add to that, because that's a very good point. Yes, those are the two most recognizable titles. But I also want to add that when Nick Aldis said on Friday to Kevin Owens, it's important to the company, it's important to me. It's heritage or something along those lines. So
Yeah.
even if he don't want it, Kevin Owens keeping it and they want it back so they can put it back in the vote, per se. You know what I'm saying? So now
Okay.
with him having it out there, yes, he's been defiant and keeping it. But let's not forget, Triple H put his hands on him. Maybe trying to gutter him out there too. You know what I'm saying? But they haven't went back to that. I don't know why they would show it and not go back yet. So maybe that's something to do with it, right? So he keeps talking about they call him the Golden Boy, right? And now Cody's bringing up all these people that believed in him before he came back and did these things. All these different things that they're dropping in here. It's kind of cooking up something. So he said, "I want to take it back from you, Kevin Owens." So,
Yep.
but they haven't said what they're going to do with it. But we do know Cody wants that title. That's the title he wants to carry around. That's what he's
Right,
hoping to
because
bring back.
he said it on more than one occasion he wanted to bring back the Winged Eagle. So
You're right.
So it's a lot of different ways you can go with it. And I think it's also another nostalgia thing that they probably, Triple H, as we know, he watches social media. So maybe this is a way to kind of give fans some time to get more time to see the title instead of just that really one and done. Maybe get some eyes on it. And Jacoby, I want to go back to something you said. It looked big on Cody now, but you got to remember back then, bro. And I know you know this. Look who had those titles back then. Those big muscular guys. The Hogans, the Warriors. Even though Macho Man was short, the dude was, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And then you got down to like the Bret Harts and then the Shawn Michaels and even Ric Flair had it a couple of times and things of that nature, But my point of the matter being with it then after that, look what happened. The Undertaker had. You know what I'm
Psycho
saying?
Sid.
Yeah, Psycho Sid. No, Yokozuna.
Yeah.
So you talk about all
Sounds
that
like
as
a rich
well.
watch for Yokozuna.
It's like, man. So all these different things that I kind of keep in mind when I think about that, because it was, they're saying all the time that it was a big man title back in the day. But I think Hogan said something about it, which is why he was happy Roman was a champion, because he was a big guy, But But nonetheless, it's a lot of things mixing in nostalgia, storyline preferences. We're getting into the WrestleMania 10, vibes, if you will, and then we're gonna see. So that already, along with 2 Royal Rumble matches, man, that's all you need. That's all you need, man. You ain't got to add anything else because it's gonna be lost in the show.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm glad Saturday night's main event is the week before.
Yeah.
You can kind of you really making it into a 2-week event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Any other thoughts on that? I know we talked about it, and it's so much more to come on that. We are happy. We talked about. I'll say this: a lot of us talked about. You heard it, like Cody doesn't have a story. He doesn't have a story. He's just fighting somebody here, fighting somebody there. Went back to the bloodline, but then he's been fighting Kevin Owens for a hot minute now.
Mm-hmm.
He's been fighting for a hot minute. So for those who've been wanting the story, here you go.
Right, and that's what this and the story is progressively getting better and better as things get worse and worse between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At first, boy, I was like, why is this match happening? Lord, this ain't got no reason. But I really thought this match was going to be on the Raw on Netflix. Because, I mean, Cody got to do something on that show. So,
I mean, does he really, though? He ain't on Raw.
I mean, yeah, but he been advertised all on it. I mean, I figured he'd be on there. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's going to be there. Yeah, absolutely.
He'll be there. Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah, something got to happen. But, I mean, Rumble ain't too far away, but it's like you got 2 big shows right before that. So it's like with the Raw on Netflix and then the Saturday's been event the week before. I don't know, but it's gonna be a great moment.
I think one of the reasons why they probably not adding Cody and Kevin Owens on that show, again, if I'm booking it, I don't want to overshadow things too. Because you already got 3 big matches going on. You got Liv and Rhea, which I'm assuming is their climax. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Then you got Roman and you got CM Punk and Seth Rollins, which since CM Punk's gotten back, that's the match people wanted, especially after Punk Seth's response. And then you got Roman and Solo, who's going to determine the actually tribal chief. So those 3 alone, and I'm expecting personally something big to happen after that match. So, and you talking about adding another title match too? Cody will be there to probably do like a congratulations speech, but I don't know. But let's not forget too, they technically haven't cleared them on TV.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I want on Cody to defend that the SmackDown Championship on the Premier Raw on the new network. I want my World's Heavyweight Champion to be defended.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because
right.
because if you do that, it's like placism. You're saying the WWE Championship is more important, which it is, but it's still dope to be the World Heavyweight Champion. Because
Yeah.
at one point in the company, the World Heavyweight Championship seemed more prestigious than the WWE Championship. Now, this was back in the day, but it did at certain points. It was like that. So, but no, with Monday Night Raw and the main champion is the World's Heavyweight Champion, sure, the WWE Champion can be there to pop the crowd and talk. Especially if the show's going to be 3 hours, you got to have people on there. But nah, I don't need him defending. And then let's create anticipation for the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
As if that's not my favorite pay-per-view of the year anyway.
Yeah.
Because I love the Royal, and because this year the Royal Rumble match there should be no real dud entrances. There should be a lot of stars in this one. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm excited about it already. Now you're giving me a WrestleMania 10 ladder match at the Royal Rumble. I'll take that. And I say, but the 2 Rumble matches, you probably only need 2 single matches.
Yeah.
So other than that, which is the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. So, and even if you don't, you can get something else in there. Everything else can happen on Saturday night's main event.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. And then Cena gonna be on the Raw Netflix too, so it's like Cena and The Rock. So it's like,
Right.
come on.
So yeah, that again, like one of the things I know about this booking is they don't do too much at once. We just anticipate ourselves. We hoping they do, but if you give them away too much, how you keep them coming back sometimes. You can work it that way,
Right.
but yeah, I like where we're going with it because you got a whole month of stuff to look forward to now, even just with those 2 matches, and with 2 shows, or should I say, Saturday Night Main Event and the Royal Rumble. But I kind of want to pivot something here, brothers. As we get ready to wrap up, Thank y'all for rolling with us today. But I said something at the beginning of the show, and Jacoby asked me why I wasn't at World's End last night, potentially. But beyond that factor, for those of you who don't know, in Atlanta, you did have AEW's World's End, but you had a WWE live event as well, and that was the SmackDown side because the Raw was in Baltimore. I wanted to get y'all maybe just a quick snippet, just a little something to see, in your opinion, how good that is for business. Because remember back in the day, DX stormed WCW when they were in the now I don't think that'll happen today, but things a little different. How, as a fan, how cool is that in your opinion? I get you, but can you both just chime in on that before we kind of wrap up on?
I think it's super dope, man, to have options and choices, because I grew up in the era where wrestling was on at the same time on two different channels, and there was no DVR, there was no rewinding, nothing. You had to strategically pick what you was gonna watch. If you if you had tribalism, you gonna pick who you pick. But I'm from the South, so I was a WCW kid, but I love WWF because even though he ain't now, Hulk Hogan was my guy as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that there are choices. There'll never be a time again in life where you have to channel swap just to going from TNT to USA. TNT to USA, just when one go on commercial, you got to go to the other one. Then you got to flip back to still see if it's on commercial. Hey, what? I said it earlier. Oh, what a time to be alive.
Hey.
Yeah, and so now we're kind of going back into the same thing, but it's way more beautiful now because I don't have to miss anything, because while I'm watching one, the other one's recording and vice versa. And I can go right back and watch it. If I miss this, I can go back. Oh, man, I tell you what, the youth today has it so good.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. They don't know how good they got it.
They do not know how good they have it, because oh my damn, like this is just the option alone to say, I don't have to watch it right now. I can come back and look at it later, or you can just hop on the computer and watch the highlight.
Yeah. That's an option.
It's so readily available now. I grew up in the era where I didn't see pay-per-views when they happened. I had to wait for the tape to come to Blockbuster. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you knew somebody that tape traded. I'm from an era where you just heard about Japanese wrestlers and you had to wait for somebody to bring you a New Japan tape. Or you heard about ECW. These things were myths and legends to you until you got to actually see it. So I think wrestling's in a fantastic place now, because if you look hard enough, wrestling's on every day of the week now. Remember when wrestling just used to be on Saturday? I remember when there was no Nitro. I remember when there was no Monday Night Raw, which people might find out just absolutely outlandish. But there were times where you had to watch Superstars on Saturday, WCW Saturday night, and then you had to catch a pay-per-view when you could, or you had to catch a Saturday night's main event whenever they did one, or a Clash of Champions for WCW. So, like, I'm from that era, so I think wrestling is in a fantastic position with all these choices, because let's see who's on the card tonight over here. It's okay. Let's see who I like this card better. I can just go do this. And then when I feel like I can come back and look at this, because somebody might shock me. So I think that the business is we're in a boom period for wrestling right now. This is where we're at now, is the 95 through 2000 era. This is the NWO Attitude era, all together. You know what I'm saying? So people that complain, they just miserable, because I understand getting a quality product, but it's enough wrestling out here to find something that you like. If you don't like anything but watch everything, that says something about you.
Oh, yeah. I was back in the day where, Nitro came on at 8 and Raw at 9 o'clock. So I watched Nitro from 8 to 9, and I flipped back and forth after that.
I was on Central Time, so they came on at the same time. Yeah.
But
same time.
But like I said, in today's world, you could probably go to that live event because it's not televised. and have World's End on your phone or something and watch it like that. So either way, you can probably catch both shows, or like I said, record one and go to the other. I mean, whatever you want to do, it's your option to do. You have options. There's plenty out here. They putting on great shows, both of them, because both. I'm pretty sure they have fun at the live event show. They always do the wrestlers. The wrestlers have more fun, and then the crowd interacts with them in a different way at the live show. Like I said, World's End was a great pay-per-view, so we all here enjoyed what we saw on it. It's great options any way you try to look at it. And so, they don't need to be trouble. Just enjoy wrestling. And make time what you can make time for. Like I said, whether you're watching the whole show or you're watching the highlights, enjoy yourself. Get lost in it. Because we all, so something we love is, it can be a piece for, even though it's violent things we watching, it's still a piece for us. It's a joy. And we can forget about everything else that's going on. We just chill and watch wrestling. So ain't no reason to,
I got something to add to that real quick, and I'm gonna get out y'all way. I was asked, this was a couple months ago, I was talking to my own girl, and she said, "What's the happiest place for you on earth?" She said, "Don't be freaky." I'm like, I don't care about that right now. She said, "What's the happiest place?" I said, "Inside a wrestling ring." She said, "Huh?" I said, the most place that I'm at, the most peace at is inside the ring. She said, "But don't that hurt?" I said, "You don't understand the peace it brings me to be inside of a ring. When I'm inside the ropes, there's nothing else for me to worry about. I only have to be concerned about what I'm doing right then and there. It can be a building full of people, but they behind the barricade. I'm inside the ring. This is the happiest place on earth. It's nowhere else I would rather be." So like you were saying, it might be a violent thing, but it's extremely peaceful. A lot of people find peace within chaos. So in that instant, that's the most peaceful place in the world for me. I got to send y'all the pictures from my photo shoot, but when I put that stuff back on 2 weeks ago, the comfort it brought me just to wear it again is unfathomable. Like it was, like I said, I told you, I felt like I got my superpowers back. You put that stuff on and get inside that ring, man, ain't nothing like it. There's no drug, no drink, no nothing that could recreate that feeling or give me that type of peace.
But I want to say thank you guys for today. This is very fun for me. This has been as we ended the year. We started this thing in I think March this year, and now we're coming. We've been going strong since then. A lot of work, a lot of work going into it for different facets that's coming in to put these things together. I'm grateful to be able to do something. Have some kind of camaraderie to talk about and an outlet to talk about something that we enjoy watching. And so, because we all champions, you know what I'm saying? It may be in different parts of our lives, but we're all champions. Who's to say
Absolutely.
who's to say it has to be Pacific? You know what I'm saying? You can't. Where's that said does it say it anywhere? I don't think so. But you know what I'm saying? So we're all champions. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do next year. And shout out to the professor and the number one player. Shout out to you guys too for helping us all make this great. I will say I want to plug
Little Levette. That's what I call him, Little Levette.
Oh, he gonna see that and laugh. Get ready for a message.
Hey, brother.
Hey, I can see him too. Oh, let me tell you. That's my boy. Sean, I love you, man. I love you. But I want to say this too. The next time you're gonna see us on the platform, we're gonna be doing our best of. So get ready for those. And that's gonna be coming up very soon. Here you're gonna see our best of shows. So be on the lookout for those because they're gonna be very phenomenal. And hey, AJ Styles, when you coming back? Anyway, but I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Champions Corner. Last show of the year as we get ready for 2025. And RC, plug that shop again. Just don't give us a whole promo.
Oh, I ain't got to do the whole thing. I'm just saying, but go ahead and hit the shop. The link is in the description. Go ahead and request something. Because like I said, I tell you, you can request what you want, what type of clothes you want. So go and request type of things, but look at the designs. This is one of them right here. Check us out. We got a lot more coming on the way 2025. It's going to be bigger and better in 2025. So go and put it on. Be a champion. And whatever show you go to, hey, put it on. I know you like to put the rest of the shirt on, but hey, this is right up there with it. And I will guarantee you. And like I said, you can design it yourself and just request it to us or whatever you do. Hit the DM, send it in the comment section. But like, comment, subscribe, all of this. It's last show 2024, 2025. Help us to get there to where we want to be. To more subscribers, more likes, or whatever comments. We want to talk to you and more to get to the shows and talk to you in person. So like I said, I was talking about WrestleMania 41 earlier. Hey, help us get up there so we can get to WrestleMania 41 and to talk to you in person. And you probably could be on the show. Hey, just put it out there and wearing the merch. We might give away some merch while we at the show. Let's go. Hey, but it depends on you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that link for the merch shop. So and let us know what you would like.
This boy had one job. I said plug the merchandise.
He did it though. Hey, that was a big plug. That was a big plug. That was an extension cord.
I just had to. Hey, I just had to say it because I knew he was gonna laugh. That's all. I don't mind, man, because he can talk that talk. He can talk that talk. He can talk that talk.
Yeah,
Man. That's my boy. He can talk that talk now. Which is why I always go to him. Be like, if I'm hosting, I'm like, go ahead, RC, just go ahead and handle it. He can talk that talk, you know. But Jacoby, I want to say something to you, man. We haven't done this in a while. I just thought about it. I just want to have one quick champions moment, brother. Your story, what you're trying to accomplish, and what you're trying to do to get back to the point of getting back into the ring. The journey you've been through, man. We support you. If anything we can do to help you get there, because this is a journey, man, it's going to inspire somebody. So I salute you, brother, as a champion who's not giving up, even though life's occurrences have been challenging. We all have those, but you're not allowing that to stop you from getting back to the ring because there's some unfinished business. So I want to salute you on that particular case, my brother, and then you're inspiring your kids to do the same. And man, that's as a father, man, that's potent. You know what I'm saying? That's a heart ticker, man, because to be able to inspire your kids after being a father for so long and then having your kids look up to you and you're inspiring them to be great. So my point is to say you this, brother, whatever your condition is right now, it is not your conclusion. You keep fighting.
Ooh, I like that. Thank
Amen
you.
to
I
that.
appreciate that, man. And then doing this with y'all, I promise you, it give me life, man. I love doing that. I love doing it.
Yeah, you got it. Yo, this is the Champion Corner. Signing off for 2024, getting ready for 2020. We out.
Peace.
Go ahead, load up, Crump.
I got it.
I ain't want no. Oh, no. Oh, oh. Step into the ring, it's the champions.